This is Rhea, and this is Just the Who of Us, where we talk about a range of topics, including life events, current events, spirituality, entertainment, family relationships, as well as answering listener questions and more. Let me ask you this. So this is a comment. Somebody commented on the live. I feel like since they think the active parent is doing what they see as a good job and just lose sight of what they should be doing. So is it that it is that or was or is that the case? And like I said, this is only your personal perspective. So this doesn't mean that this is the thought process of everyone, but was that the case? Because I understand where this person is coming from, and I kind of feel like that's just the thing. And absent fathers, absent mothers, it's like, okay, well, the active parent, the person that the kid lives with, like they're good, so the kid will be okay. You know what I mean? Is that kind of like when you're in that, is that the thought process? Or is it just not, and it's just like, I just don't want to do it because of this that I have going on in my personal life?
No, I want to do it, but mentally, I want to do it. Financial is like, you know, a child's not cheap. I mean, it's
I
something
know.
I signed up for, so I should have been there. I mean, it's a big, huge regret that I'm never going to get over. I mean, much as I could say I'm sorry, and all I want to. I'm sorry. Don't change the past and stuff. Don't change not being there for somebody. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
I forgave my dad for not being there, but I'm a forgiving person. But I mean, it still hurts me. But you know, I I want to live life without regrets. But I'm lying to myself. I mean, I hate it. I hate not being there for DeAndre, not being there for you and stuff. I hate the years. We could have did this and that. I swear, I would like to be like Back to the Future, go back in time and change that Fred Lampkin back then versus now and stuff. I probably in a different boat now and stuff, whatever. Probably not, having kids by like three women and stuff. But I mean, it's life. It's a learning experience and stuff, and I'm still learning each and every day. At 44, I'm still learning life myself.
Another question that somebody had, um why do this? And you kind of answered that question a little bit just now, because you are, regretful of past decisions, and um why do this? So there's a point where, how long ago was this? Uh, was it last year? Maybe DeAndre wanted to meet up with you. We meet up at the farmer's market with you and Christina. Was that last year?
I don't think so. I don't know. I don't remember. Oh, the flea market.
Yeah, it
It was,
wasn't.
it was this year.
Was this year? Like early this year?
Yeah, it was in March. It was on his birthday.
So DeAndre asked me, "Hey, can you take me up to the flea market to see my dad?" And at this point, I don't think we had any conversations. I mean, in years. At this point, was the flea market first, or him? No, the flea market was first. So we go in the flea market, and I just took him. I was like, all right, whatever, I'll take you and I'll just wait in the car, or I'll walk around, or whatever the case may be. I had no intention on having conversations really, or anything like that. And I also hadn't been talking to Christina in a long time either, because I spent a lot of time angry at her for not making you do what you were supposed to. Which, in retrospect, I don't know how realistic that is because you can't make a person do, what they don't want to do. I was angry at her as the wife for not making you do what you were supposed to do and for staying with someone who wasn't doing what they were supposed to do as a parent. So it was almost too kind of like, well, I didn't talk to you and I didn't get along with you, so I couldn't like take that out on you. I feel like it may have been a little bit too of, well, she's here to listen, so I can't get it to you, so it's gonna go to her and maybe go to you and you know, whatever. um, you and DeAndre didn't talk for a long time or see each other consistently for years either. Until he got old enough to where he could, kind of decide that he wanted to see you or talk to you or whatever. I don't 100% know. I mean, he talks to me about a lot of stuff, but I don't 100% know what the relationship was like between the two of you leading up to the flea market kind of reconciliation-ish points. Fill me in a little bit on that. How was because at one point I stepped back and I'm like, you know what? I don't want anything to do with this anymore. I don't want to, whatever. I'm angry. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to interact with you. He can have at it. What was that relationship like with the two of you between like that point?
It was at the time it was good. He his siblings they loved him. They liked his company. Um, he I remember one night he pulled me to the side and he was we had a one-on-one conversation where he was telling me stuff that he wanted me to be healthy. He needed me to stay alive, and that's all that mattered. Whatever he needed me to be in his life, and I said, okay. He said, look at me. He said he mean it. He said, I don't want anything in life besides you being alive and healthy. And I said I would do my very best. But I was still like struggling financial and stuff, whatever. So I know I gave him a jacket one night. He had spent the night, or he had came over, and we always make sure he had we gave him food to eat and or food to take back with him because we didn't want him leaving empty handed and stuff. So um I don't know. I felt like it was a good relationship. I mean, even though it wasn't consistent, but you know, it was points we got in the game and we talked on the game, and I felt very honored. He was like, "Hey, this is my father," and that right there, that means a lot to me and stuff. I mean, meeting his friends. I mean, yeah, we online, but that was an honor. I mean, he said, "Hey, this is my father," because I never heard it besides one time that I was a sperm donor. Like, not from your end, but from another end, past relationship.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it's not even like that and stuff, whatever. So, I mean, I understand. I mean, that's guys out there that's hit and run, and you never hear from them. But no, that's not me. I mean, don't play that.
My mom, and don't hate me for putting this out there, mom. But that's the nickname my mom had for you for most of this existence. Since he was about three or four and things kind of became gapped between the two of us. That's the nickname that I don't know if she ever called you it to your face, but that was the nickname that she had for most of his childhood.
No, she never addressed it to me in my face or whatever, and I can understand her point of view for me not being a father because she wanted me to be in his life too. I mean, after she found out, my age and stuff, and you know, I am grateful. I mean, it could have got worse. I could have went to jail, for statutory rape, having sex with a minor. But no, your mom didn't do it. I'm very grateful for her doing it. I never told her that and stuff, and I know I told her thank you, but I probably still be locked up or whatever, probably for that now. So
Other members of my family wanted that to be the case. But my mom never did because she said, well, if you're in jail, you can't be a father. And so she made that choice not to do that. Because that was her mindset. If I send this man to jail, even regardless of my feelings of whether he should be there or not, if I send him to jail, he can't be a parent. So, I mean, I'm grateful that she didn't because that is true, you know. Although there were years of absence, had you been in jail, there wouldn't have. I don't know. I don't. As me being in the situation, I don't think that would have been a good solution. But honestly, if it were my daughter, I don't know that I feel the same way. Which leads me to another question someone had. How would you feel if one of your daughters were to get pregnant by an older man, were to become sexually involved with an older man and or get pregnant by an older man? How would you feel about the situation? How would you handle that?
um they know my situation. They know about Dean. I didn't sugarcoat anything. I don't believe I think any parent should sugarcoat anything. I think they should be honest with their child at a point of their life where you feel like they're more mature and more understanding of what happened. Um,
Yeah. I think it, yeah, maturity level plays a part. I think, yeah, I agree with that.
but that's rough because I couldn't, I can. Thing is, I can judge because it's like, well, you did it, and it wasn't a mistake. That's the thing. It's like I did it. I did it. It was like I mean, I had chances to walk away. I didn't walk away and stuff, and one thing led to the next. It'd be, I mean, it would have been rough. Thank God, like one of my daughters about to be 19, and the other one, she's not. She has a ex boyfriend, or she's in the guy, but I mean, she's young. She's like 15, but I don't know. It's really hard because I wouldn't want that to happen, but um, I don't know. How about tell them no, and I had to explain reason a really really good reason why not to. Um, cause it's a you, thing is you gotta have chemistry. There has to be like a vibe there, but with the age gap, like say for instance, like if there's a 20-year age gap, like well, you have somebody, you have a child at the same age as the person you're dating, like what are you trying to do and stuff or whatever. I mean, what do you have in common besides sex?
Yeah.
I mean, but mentally think whatever, you're a parent, you got kids that age. So why would you pursue somebody that age, whatever, and they still developing, you know?
Yeah. Um, um, is that is that is that because your daughters are older now? Like, say if somebody would have asked you that question 10 years ago when they were younger, do you think that your answer would be different? Or do you think that just because of your own life experience, the answer would be the same regardless?
10 years ago, um, I I probably would have had Lucille and probably ready to go to town and stuff, whatever, because I would have said hell with that. No, hell no. Who's the damn person and stuff, whatever. Why they doing this and that.
Mhm.
And they would have, I mean, seen a side of me that it wouldn't been too pretty or whatever. But it's like I can't. At the end of the day, I can't really judge. But it is what it is. I don't know.
Yeah. So let's go a little bit into, okay, so reconciliation, a kind of start to a reconciliation point. A kind of start to a reconciliation point or path for the two of us. Because it's really kind of a new thing. I mean, for the better part of 23 years, we haven't had a good relationship, if there was any kind of relationship at all. So there was a kind of recent beginning to the reconciliation path. And I think that it started, really the farmers market thing started, because before then, I didn't talk to you. I didn't talk to Christina. Like I said, I had this anger toward her for not, quote unquote, making you do what you were supposed to. Um, and we go to the farmers market. I take him up there and, meet with you guys and, just kind of polite chat. I honestly, I didn't go with any intentions of any kind of real conversation. I was just like, oh, whatever, I'm going to take my son up here, and I'll just be there. We have kind of casual, polite conversation. And I remember Christina like puts this like necklace on me, and I still have it. Um, and I don't know about anybody else, but I feel like, because it kind of reminded me of this brief but simple reconciliation that I had with my father. Just kind of like this small little symbolic exchange that was kind of like, you know what? Let's just be done. Let's just be done with the anger, with the animosity, let's let go of the grudge and try to start doing better. So that kind of, for me, started the path. And then um you know is do you want to say anything about that kind of, uh before I move on to the kind of next point of kind of reconciliation.
Well, I remember you was at the flea market and you just, you know, you just hanging back or whatever. And we were talking to DeAndre. Then I came up to you and we started having a general conversation. And we were just talking here and there. Y'all saw the our inventory stuff, and Christine always been a giving person. And I remember when she gave you that necklace and stuff. And at the end of the day, um, we didn't. I know we didn't want to have no issues or no beef or anything with you or whatever. Um, like I said, everything's for D. Um, yeah, I remember that. I remember the necklace she gave you and stuff, and y'all was just chilling down. And I do appreciate y'all coming up there too because um, I know he when he really wants something, he had to beg or he was like, "Well, see, mom gonna come take me. How mom gonna take me?" Then I was like, "Well, how far are y'all?" Or whatever stuff. I was like, "We still up here." It's like, "Oh, we coming, I'm coming." So
Yeah, I was reluctant. I was, but I'm glad that we did. I'm glad that he got to see you guys. I'm glad that we had that experience. Um, Fast forward a little bit. uh, So I don't want to talk a lot about your relationship with Christina because I'm an outside person. Um, I know what she's told me, I know what you've told me, I know what I've heard from other people. But I'm not in this relationship, so I try not to judge it uh too harshly. I mean, I have my opinions of the way certain things have gone, but that's just my human opinion, and I try not to be too like personal with it. You know what I mean?
yeah,
It's not my relationship. So uh you can just, you could talk about that as much as you would like. Just know that I'm neutral. I'm not taking anybody's side. Um, Preferably don't say, too much to bash her because she's not here to defend herself. But if you want to generally talk about the situations that occurred between the flea market meetup and leading up to your arrest and following that to kind of the funeral and now asking about being on the podcast and wanting to put yourself out there and tell your side of things, in regards to him, in regards to your personal life, however much you want to tell me leading up to the arrest and the funeral and everything.
all right. So I was working.
Oh, hold on one second. Oh, okay, go ahead.
All right, so I was working at IHOP, and we still was doing like the flea market. Plus, was doing marketplace on Facebook, selling things, and we our food stamp was low. So I remember going to Rock Hill, got some free stuff, whatever. Took it back and sold it up here. And that okay, the Wednesday.
So tell me about. Oh,
That Wednesday, I was on my medication for like 3 weeks or whatever. My medication for depression. So that Wednesday, I was just fed up or whatever at work because people was hounding me. I was making money, and the same thing with that Thursday. So Friday came, and um, I sold the drum set. I went and got food, cigarettes, and came back to the house. She asked me for a cigarette, and I said, you got to work for it. I was just joking around about it, and I don't know. It was like I don't know. I was just so angry and just tired because I felt like I'm doing my part of the deal or whatever stuff. And next thing, no, I don't forget what exactly happened, but I said something like, "Oh, this feel like slavery." But I was just saying this, be saying that stuff, whatever. Then she had to repeat what I said, and I threw a picture of chicken at her and told her to get the fuck out of my face. And she got up and went outside. Michaela came out the bathroom and stated, she was like, leave her alone. It's like, who you talking to? She's like, I'm talking to you. So I threw like some cans at her, not intentionally trying to hit her and stuff, whatever. And then
Can
I went
you
up.
can you specify for people who don't know who Michaela is?
Michaela is my youngest daughter. She's the youngest between Christina and I. And I like she's small, whatever stuff, but I mean not like how D is, but I pushed her and there's a little cushion right there and she fell down on it and she threw a fist up at me like she about to punch me, so I barely like smacked her and stuff, whatever, and then we both looked shocked and then I was shocked myself. I went and sat down to try to cool off or whatever stuff and Christina asked Michaela to come outside. 10 minutes later, the cops came. I told them the exact same story, and they arrested me for assault on a female and um, assault on child support. I mean, not child support, child abuse or whatever. So
Assault on a minor?
yeah,
Yeah.
so I got locked up for 5 months. No, I actually had got out a week, but I was going back to the house to get my charger for my phone that it wasn't a cord, it was like a brick or whatever.
Mhm.
Because I ain't had no money, I have anything. And so there was a restraining order that she had put out on me, so they had rearrested me after I just had got out. Then I spent the whole 5 months locked up or whatnot. Excuse me. And I had got out a week and a half after I got out. My mom got shot and killed in North Charlotte. They robbed her, and took her vehicle, just left her for dead. And I got the phone call that's Saturday morning, and it just, you know, she always been there for me, and she's always in my corner. She always wanted me to do good in life or whatever. It was real hard for her to see the bad in me because she knew I was in trouble. She knew that things tricking me to get me upset, and people was pushing my button to get me upset and stuff. Cause she knew I always stick by myself or whatever. So we buried her. Um, it's still like a grieving moment. It's I have like little flashbacks or little I guess, episodes. So I want to know what happened and why they did it. Cause my mom, she never bothered nobody. It it angers me, but that's the flesh of me. That's not my soul or whatever. And I try to think more with my soul than my flesh. And
I remember when DeAndre got the phone call about your mom. Um, we were in the car. I had just parked to meet my mom, and he gets a phone call and just like loses it. And we're like, what happened? What happened? And he told us at this point there wasn't a ton of information. It was just my grandma was robbed. They stole her car and killed her and left her. Um, and like we were all shocked. Like what is what? Like it's kind of one of those things where you like almost don't believe it because it's so insane. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Um, like yeah, he lost it, rightfully so. I mean, your mom and I, we we didn't we didn't have a bad relationship. We didn't have much of a relationship, because we did you and I didn't have much of one, so she and I didn't have much of one. She was fairly consistent in DeAndre's life though. And even for me, it was like, what? Like it was crazy. Yeah. It was crazy. Like and for weeks. I mean, even still now, there's not like a ton of the information we would like to have is still not here. Like this person who did this thing being where they belong. We don't even know who it is still, right? They still
right.
don't know who it is. We have theories, and I even have a theory because just things that I was told. Um, there's a theory, but yeah, the person who did it is still not been caught. So
It's two guys, and they have leads that almost, I guess they almost had got them at one point, but they had a mask on, so that kind of was a little. There was a pushback.
yeah,
I, I could tell you that or whatever, because we all assume, or it's still to the day, I myself assume that the boyfriend has something to do with it, whatever stuff.
same. I'm not even kidding. When DeAndre told me what happened, I said he has something to do with.
Yeah,
There's no way that he's not involved. No way.
yeah,
If not behind it completely with some kind of help. There's no way. Yeah, I thought the same exact thing. So at this point, this happens. They invite me to the funeral. I don't think that people really thought that I was gonna show up, to be honest. Because a couple people were like, "Oh wow, like you're here. We haven't seen you in 20 years." Like, you
yeah,
know, uh, it's crazy sometimes how a big thing like this can kind of bring people together in a sense because it was also a point where you and I kind of started a little bit on this reconciliation. And I'll be honest, there's still a lot of things that I have to work through, things that I have to, and yourself too, to before I could be like, oh yeah, we get along or we're friends even, you know. It's a lot of stuff. It's a long history. Um, but we share a kid, and I have other kids to influence, and I have other kids who may someday be parents, and they may go through a situation, and it's not really fair to just not try to not be angry. You know, literally, we literally can't change the past. And my hope is that the future continues to be progress for you in life, to where you continue to take accountability, you continue to try to grow as a person. I feel like you can do that. I mean, I've seen growth over the years myself, just really the past couple years. And I know this year has been it's been tense and intense, for you to say the least, between the arrest and the loss of your mom and everything like that. Um, I don't believe in now constantly beating people down for things that you can't change in the past. There's emotions that are always going to be there. Uh, Currently, I don't believe in kind of beating people down. It's one thing that I had to kind of learn with my own father. Uh, and part of it too is, I guess, just my own experience with my own father too. Like, I don't want for you to pass and DeAndre feel the way that I still kind of feel, you know? Like, I don't want that. So I'm glad that your reconciliation with him began when it began, so that that's not something he has to experience too. Um, yeah.
Um, scars, yeah, scars. Some scars never heal. Just it's always gonna be there. I mean,
Yeah.
sometimes the scars is there to remind you where you came from, so you have to keep those scars and stuff. But you have to learn and grow over the years over it. You can't necessarily have to forgive someone, but you have to give yourself also whatever.
You know, and as unfortunate it is, like, it's one of these things that, well, if I could go back in the past, I would change how I handle certain things. As unfortunate as it is, I would have liked for him to not experience certain things. But there's also a more optimistic view on this, as to, well, certain things that I've experienced in life, he's experienced in life, to where if he gets older and he becomes a father, I damn sure don't think he's going to be absent. And because he's experienced what that absence feels like, and that experience is going to prevent him from making that same choice, if that makes sense.
Well, I want to say from the bottom of my heart, thank you because, and I told him too, and I thank him too, because for him to be 23, no record, never been locked up, versus what's out here now, that's huge. That's a huge compliment. Thank you, and I'm proud of both of you. Proud of you raising him that way. I mean, I know it's tough and everything. Um, like I said, I experienced with my mom being a single parent and stuff, whatever. I mean, she dated, but it wasn't nobody consistent. But I
Yeah.
thank you. I'm proud of you. I mean, it's. I mean, it was rough because you still had school, you finished school, you had ups and downs, but still, you're a hell of a mom. I mean, at the end of the day, you are a hell of a woman, and I thank you. I mean, like I said, damn, yeah, I wasn't damn there. It didn't work out, but still, you did your shit.
Hmm.
Shit got done. It didn't matter how your shit got damn done, but you made the damn way. And like I said, I thank your mom too for just let me have my freedom, and I wasn't and the father that I should have been, but it was a learning experience and stuff, and I'm still learning how to be a good dad. I can you can buy things, but love can't buy. Love you can't buy love. That's it.
Yeah.
You have to be there, and you have to vibe with that person and just you know, just on a one-on-one level. No distraction, nothing like that, whatever. So I mean, trust me, I learn and then I watch y'all over the years, and sometimes I like, I ask him how you doing, and he'll tell me things. And he said, well, Mom talking about you and stuff, but he's like, I ignore her. I said, I understand, I wasn't the best. And you know what? And the thing was, I wasn't mad about it. I was like, I understand. I mean, the anger go be there because a lot of things like you need to be a dad. You need to come over here and see your son. You need to come get your son. I need diapers for your son. We don't have this. It's a struggle.
Yeah.
It unfortunately it took like years and stuff, whatever. Just like admit like you was right. I mean, I'm saying it now. Like here it is, 23 years later, saying you're right. I should have been there. I should have done this. I should have done that. And I mean, how much it would have changed or whatever, but don't know what the future holds. And I hope to have a better relationship with you and DeAndre or whatever, because y'all family. And I love my family. I mean, I don't have my mom, but I have people, in my circle and stuff, and I like to keep like positive vibes around my circle. I try to stay away from negative vibes. So that's why I get on like Facebook and I post positive things daily because I don't know what someone going through and stuff because we have to help each other in life. Because if we don't, we're going to fail.
Yeah.
And you got to have helping hands. If you don't have helping hands, and you're going to let your pride get to you. Your pride going to end up there killing you and stuff, whatever.
Yeah.
Visit www.falolity.net. That's FALOLRTY